I usually have problems doing my act, you know, because I know a lot of you white people never seen an Indian do stand-up comedy before, you know. Like, for so long, you probably thought that Indians never had a sense of humor, you know. We never thought you were too funny either.
How's it going, everyone?
Morning.
I'm Travis.
I'm Jessie. I'm the wife.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Joey. Hi, Stephanie.
The wife. That's my son Jackson. He's 9. This is Ramira. She'll be 2 in April. This is Alan James, what we call him Jimmy. He'll be 2 in November. And this is Kalilia.
Kalilia, but we call her Callie.
She'll be 2 in June. And this guy over here is Liam.
Okay.
He'll be 1 in June. And another daughter getting ready back there somewhere.
I'm also a...
Alright. Who wants noodles? Anybody want noodles? Robert? Daz?
No.
Huh? Jordan? Clarissa, you want some noodles? They're spicy.
Oh, yeah.
They're the good kind. Come in the bowl. They got vegetables and everything in there. It's just kind of like spicy too.
Bonjour! We all ready to go? Fired up? Like Pee Wee Herman? Okay then. Okay, bye.
I'm not trying to get in trouble today.
What are you doing, old lady? Come on. Jesus.
I don't think so.
You're a nice young fella.
I think it is.
Feller.
Can it be John Roberts pulling up in a big gray van? Yes, it's him. You're here.
Hey, Ned, your old lady kicked you out?
Hey,
Need a ride?
I'm trying to go to Hollywood. Are you going?
Headed that way, might as well. Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Check it out. Is that by Clearbrook over there? Jeez, that's a lot of
There's
baggage.
nobody to help me with bags though.
No, you got to be a rock star first.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's how it
later.
works.
Bags are getting heavy, man.
Woo! Let's do this. How long did they go on?
Man, it was about an hour and a half. Yeah, it was about an hour.
4 or 5 of them, huh?
Yeah, there was four of them, or
then
well, actually, it was
Auntie
3 of
Beatus.
them. Yeah, for the 3, and then Tanya went as herself, and then as Auntie at the end. So it was like 4 acts.
Beatrice.
Yeah, Beatrice. She had like 1 sandal on. I was dying because she said she had 1 sandal on. Somebody asked her, you know, how come you only got 1 sandal on? She said, because I was fighting with Johnny Smith, the old lady. She's like, if I owed her 5 times. And then of course, I had to, you know, raise hell with Rez Dog. I was like, I'm filling in for Rez Dog. I was like, he asked me to host, and I was like, it reminds me of this dream I had. I was like, there was these sand dunes, and on these sand dunes there was a naked Indian guy walking up there. And I said, Dick, Rez Dog, what you doing up there?
Oh yeah, we're stopping at every rummage sale we see. So
Oh yeah. There goes
it's an
one.
Ojibwe thing.
So you guys are getting a new road.
About time.
Nice. Look at that. They got an
90
overpass.
years.
Look at that.
90 years for us to get a decent.
They're actually
entrance.
like putting in hills, you know, so you can like gradually turn and stuff. You don't have to just like, you know, gun it around that corner like going about 80.
Chancing it.
Yeah.
No brakes.
Actual getting them overpass. I mean, it's making it official.
We're moving up in the world.
Exactly. So RL is about to come up on the maps.
Yep.
Once you're on like the highway stuff, the main highway, and you got an overpass coming to your casino, it's official, man. Coming.
It's when the big bucks come
Oh
in.
yeah, you got to double up.
The big bucks.
Pretty soon casinos are gonna just be like Trump towers.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't. Trump would be a bad word to say right now, so I'm not gonna say that. I'll just say like IDS. How about that?
IDS.
IDS. Only way you can go is up, man. That's what I say, man.
At the bottom, there's only one way to go.
Yeah, there's only one way to go.
And the white sheet just for info would have been $135. So 55 on the 2 lanes unless you see a sign telling you something different.
Okay.
So,
All right.
have a
Thank
safe
you.
trip.
You too.
Thank you.
Wow.
Alrighty, so we're in the first part of our journey here on our Rez Comedy documentary, and we're coming up to our first border, the Minnesota and North Dakota border, heading into the lovely city of Fargo. Now that we're leaving Minnesota, we must make it clear that yes, John Roberts did get pulled over by State Patrol in the state of Minnesota, but he got off with a warning. And the way the warning system works is that each warning you get in that state is good for that state. And when you cross the border to another state, then you start all over with the warning system.
Clean slate.
Clean slate.
Clean slate.
And Mr. John Roberts has seen his ways. He's seen the wrongs in his ways. We've had a discussion of this, you know. It's more than just a stop in a highway. This was a stop in his life highway. And basically the State Patrol was telling him it's time for John Roberts to slow down. And he has. He's seen his ways and he's changed it. So,
On the highway and in life.
yes, on the highway and in life, John has changed his ways, people. So we just wanted to make that official. Welcome to North Dakota. Clean slate. We're gonna get our next warning. Woo! Woo! So yeah, we're over here in South Dakota now, and we're almost to our destination, Assistant. This is my father's homeland, home reservation. So we're going back to my roots and see some of my family and get to speak to the youth over there. And let them know what we're all doing and what it's all about. All right. Oh, you guys got a Teals? Hey, man, I gotta get a picture of that, man. We got a Teals in Cass Lake too, man. Special feeling coming back here, man.
Fairbanks.
It's good to be here, though. I know I'm not the best looking guy. I'm so homely, when I go to the doctor makes me give myself a physical exam. I know. It's bad. You know? I'm so homely, I make wood ticks, mosquitoes, and leeches turn vegetarian. When I was growing up as a kid, on the reservation. All the Rez dogs were humping my friend's leg, but they weren't humping mine. I'd go home, my mom would tell me, someday, my boy, your day will come. But to this day, my dog still doesn't hump my leg. He just looks at me and says, it's not you, it's me. Thanks. Makes me feel a lot better. I got 12 brothers and sisters because between my mom and my dad. And now I don't consider any of my brothers and sisters like stepbrothers or nothing like that. I see them all as my brothers. As a matter of fact, that's my brother over there, Thomas. You might know him as Sonny. That's my brother, and that's my real brother over there. And I remember growing up, you know, there was a lot of partying in my house. And like I said, I was the oldest, and I always had to look out for my little brothers and sisters. And, you know, I remember feeling like there was nothing for me. You know, I didn't meet my dad, my real dad, till I was 19. And I remember feeling like, you know, nobody cared or that I didn't really matter. And a lot of times, my stepdad, he was real, like, I'd say emotionally abusive. You know, he would tell me a lot of things like, I don't matter, I'm not gonna amount to anything. Well, after a while, I think I kind of started taking that in, and you kind of start believing it when somebody tells you that. So a lot of times growing up, I felt like I couldn't do nothing, like nothing was possible, and that was it. There was nothing for me. It wasn't until later, you know, later in life, I got involved in the gangs, and I was heavily into the gangs where I was going in and out of jail. I lost some friends to the gangs lifestyle, and it wasn't until I got incarcerated and I had 2 children before I went into prison. And it was in prison I started thinking about, you know, the mistakes I made, and I really wanted to change my life and do something different. And there was one thing I learned while I was in prison is that it's never too late to change. And even though a lot of people gave up on me and turned their backs on me or thought, you know, I wouldn't amount to nothing, that I'd just be the same person I was, you know. I'm here today to tell you guys, you know, don't let nobody ever tell you you guys can't change or you guys can't be nothing. You know, whatever it is that you guys want to do, like my dream as growing up was to be a comedian, but as a native kid, you know, growing up in Minneapolis in a poor family, an alcoholic family, I didn't never think that was possible. But yet here today, I'm here trying to pursue that dream. I'm here making a film, here talking to you guys, you know, and I'm trying to show you guys that anything, whatever you want to do, pursue it, do it. You know, if your dream is to be a rapper or draw or artist or dance or whatever it is, pursue that and be the best one you can be. Don't let nobody tell you that, oh, you can't do that, you know, because you guys you're on a res, or that's not possible. You know, don't listen to those people. You know, you can always change, and if you do mess up, if you make a mistake, don't let nobody tell you that it's over, that's it, to give up, because you can always change. I do these things called Rez Reporting. As you might see, they call me the Rez Reporter, and they go a little something like this. Yeah, it's about 62 above ho. Yeah. The skies are looking a little cloudy. I seen some geese flying south there. I think their GPS is off though, because they're heading west. They must be those Californian geese or something. And with that, I'll just say, that's it. Thank you.
Spent 13 years in Bemidji.
Oh, you did?
Scott, by the way. So yeah, I actually coached the Cass Lake baseball team for 1 year. Did you say
Nice.
Fairbanks?
Yep, Fairbanks.
Yeah, because I knew a lot of Fairbanks in that
Oh,
area.
yeah.
This is Tio Ybarra. It's like that H in there. Tio Ybarra. Tio Ybarra. Yeah, there's like an H in there.
So go Teo Spa, right?
Yeah.
Go Teo.
Wow.
Come on, ladies, bump, set, spike! Bump, set, spike!
Let's go!
What's with this? You guys not hungry? I'm hungry. Aren't you hungry? You gotta be hungry. Everybody here's hungry. Let's get hungry.
Yeah!
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 Comedy on three!
1, 2, 3, and walk in!
Well, ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Ain't no grave hold my body down. Hear that trumpet sound. You're gonna get up out the ground. Ain't no grave hold my body down. Well, ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Hear that trumpet sound. You're gonna get up out the ground. Ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Down to the river, Gabriel, put your foot on the land and see. Gabriel, don't you blow that trumpet till you hear from me. It ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Ain't no grave.
Good.
This is where Rob went over the cliff.
All right, gentlemen. You can have a seat on the bench.
Alrighty.
Sound like my high school basketball coach.
There's someone out there out in the snow. I know that I knew her. I can't think how. In her only outfit, frayed cap and gloves. She is a monument to beauty cause. Must be the bus stop there through the snow. The wind tears right through her. Fan winter cold.
Yeah, when they're talking about being in the heart of the bosoms of your mother, this is the bosoms of Mother Earth, I believe.
That was deep.
I should get that quoted.
Put it on.
We just jibbed up to you, Alex.
Hard with that view.
She pulls a cart behind her, and there are tracks in the snow. Lead to her possessions, tied up just so. I know that I knew her. I can't think how. Long time gone,
Beautiful.
from the way she is now.
Born volcanoes.
sing? I don't know. I'm about to find out. Good fuckaroo, Bill.
Come on.
Sing for me!
There you go.
There's a man in the funny papers we all know. Oh yeah. He lives way back a long time ago. He don't eat nothing but a bear cat stew. Gotta show you that's a genuine dinosaur.
I generally just say to you inside.
And he can knuckle your head before you count to 5.
No.
He got a big club and a head full of hair. Oh! Like great big lions and grizzly bears.
We're here at Mount Rushmore, and I thought it was gonna be a lot bigger.
Yeah, it's kind of a ripoff.
I really don't see what the big deal is about it. Well, I suppose everything can be monumental.
What a jip.
Yeah. Let's go get something to eat.
Yeah. Whatevs.
Whatever. So what'd you think of Wall Drug?
Nah. Kind of disappointed I couldn't find any drugs at all in there.
Not a single one.
Not even in the back.
It's a jib.
Really?
False advertisement.
They should take their sign down, man.
Yeah. Should just be called Wall Store.
Wall stuff.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
We'll find something cool somewhere.
Let's go across the street, see what they got.
All right. Must be an Ojibwe thing.
It's cool. You guys are proud to see you guys holding it down over here. Head of security over here. So that's good. Good job.
So do you school the people when they get here?
Yeah, sometimes.
Good. Good. Keep them in line. You got them, man.
Let them know what happened up here.
Exactly. All right, little man. It's nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Let's go like this. That's the bro shake. That's the fancier.
Take
bro
care of
shake.
yourselves now.
All right.
Stay out of trouble. Stay in
right.
school. This is quite humbling.
Yeah, when I read about this, it really made me sad. It's just, like you said, mostly women and children. It's just, you think about it, it's like, how could something like that even happen, you know?
That's even though we saw that Wounded Knee Museum in Wall there,
Yeah.
that's, maybe me sounding bitter, but that's more the white man side of what happened.
Kind of the censored version.
Yeah. Not everything was told, maybe. I don't know.
This right here is, you get the real feeling from here. Like you said, and you get that humbling feeling seeing this.
Yeah.
And just thinking that this is one big, massive grave, which is another thing that really blows my mind. I mean, even in today's wars, and they're talking about massive graves and stuff. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to believe that human life can get just
Inhumane to do something
yeah,
like
just
that.
end and just that's
And there's
the end
pictures of it too, which is really even more disturbing. Thought this would be a good stop.
No, I've always wanted to be here. I've never been here, and I've always, like I said, I read about it when I was a teenager, and it just, it really touched me. It kind of moved me as a teenager. You could say it almost made me militant, but not really militant in the sense I was actually doing anything for a cause, but it just made me probably more antisocial than anything. So, but Yeah, it was. I think it was mostly like they say there's more pain. I think like more hurt, and kind of that was more of my way of dealing with my emotions back then was anger. So it's not really. When I was young, I was angry at the world, and I didn't really have anger pointed at anybody. But coming here today is really, like you said, man. It's just humbling.
The inspiring thing is that the people are still here and they're still strong, proud people.
Exactly. That's what I was talking about, the beauty in the in the people. You see them kind of things. Like you said, you see the hardship, and they're still proud in who they are and where they're from. Like even these little guys up here watching this gravesite, that's awesome. That's them carrying on tradition and taking care of their past and their history.
I think the reason why I got into comedy was because I seen it a whole different way than, it wasn't like, oh my God, we're the poorest, county or the poorest reservation. It was, this is just how I happened to live. And there's a lot of humor that comes out, and being, like the poorest reservation, like, it was just in my head that you had to laugh to just not think about that or let it even bring you down. And like you said, you can't let living on a reservation hold you back for anything.
Which tribe are you from then?
Oglala Sioux tribe. Yep.
So
Right
you
in
grew up around here all...
Yep, I was born in Rapid City, South Dakota, which is like 75 miles away from Pine Ridge Reservation, and I think I lived there till I was like 3 or something. And I moved to my grandparents in Oglala, South Dakota, which is in the reservation, until I was 18. Then I moved back to Rapid City. I didn't know I wanted to be a comedian until I was 18. When I was younger, I remember watching comedians like Pablo Francisco and Richard Pryor and George Carlin and stuff. They were funny. But when I started doing comedy, it was more of like, I know my personality, and it wasn't loud and running around and impressions and stuff like that. So I did discover Mitch Hedberg, Stephen Wright, Anthony Jeselnik, and they just kind of let me know that I don't have to be loud on stage to be funny, or do impressions or nothing like that. Just if your thoughts are funny, then that's
people will feel it, man.
Yeah.
Can I just have you say a few words?
Cheeky check, microphone check. Cheeky. Man, I can't wait till... I don't remember. That was too damn long ago. I think it was a salad because I'm trying not to eat burgers on this trip. 2 for 2 so far. Oh, I had a big juicy steak last night. Some hot wings. And some chocolate. And fries that they didn't give me my tray for, so still kind of missing those. I really want them right now, but life goes on.
Great, thank you.
All greasy. Makeup.
You ready for hair and makeup?
Yeah. I refuse to go any further without hair and makeup.
Speak. Whenever you're
Ready? Okay. Last couple days have been pretty intense. I've never really been a part of, been featured like I am right now, which I must say is long overdue. It's about time somebody gets a camera on my face. But, the whole movie making process, even though I tried it for a few years when I had my video production business, but all I did was take a camera and press record. And I look at all of this stuff, the cameras, the angles, the different lenses, and I got a whole new respect for movie making. Here all this time I thought I could win an Oscar just my camera and some mini DV tapes, and these guys just pretty much showing me I have to go back to school to learn all this stuff. But it's pretty intense how well they're working together, even though they just met and calling each other different names. Even though it's part of the process of growing together, as Rob said, we're gonna be serious bros by the time our trip is over, and probably be over at each other's house, laid out after a night of too much fun. But other than that, man, I'm enjoying this trip. Like I said, first thing I said when they picked me up, man, I'm just glad to be out of the house because I got 8 kids at home and taking care of them all summer by myself. Stepkids, or not stepkids that I know of. Foster kids, I meant to say. I've had foster kids for the last 17 years. So I'm just, this is the first time I've really been out on my own, trying to learn how to be an adult, I suppose, because I've had my wife pretty much there for me to guide me in the right direction. I'm like a big kid yet, because if I'm alone, I don't know, I'm a little indecisive, so I'm glad I have these guys with. I'm just following them, and because they're barking orders at me, go here, go there, look sexy, and it's kind of hard sometimes, especially early in the morning. 6 in the morning, we have to watch for rattlesnakes, the Badlands, freezing. And I've had the same hair in my gel since 6 o'clock this morning, so I don't look as handsome as I thought I did.
What are your thoughts on some of the reservations we saw this morning and the kind of income discrepancy between them and,
well, it's,
how a lot of the country's living?
I know it's not like the Red Lake where I come from, because it's smaller. It's more not really compact, but a lot of the communities are closer together than like the Pine Ridge one. Pine Ridge are just spread all over the place and probably hard to get together for for the communities to come together like we do in Red Lake and in Leech Lake. And we all have the same problems. Working with the government, waiting for the government to give us what they say they're going to give us, and our casinos are a good start of getting us some revenue flowing, but we gotta educate our people more, get them to school and finish school. High school, that's probably the most important thing once you get to high school and college, and that's the only way we're gonna get out of our rut. We gotta learn, keep our minds open. It's hard to see, we had people coming up to us selling us like their beadwork, and some nice work, but a lot of people kept coming up to us, and we're kind of running out of money to, we're trying to help, but like us, we barely have our own money too, but that was kind of difficult for us, put us not in a bad spot, but we're trying to help out like they would probably do for us. They came up to our resin and we needed it. So that's one of the good things that I've seen. The people will work together if they're given an opportunity. So that's hopefully more of that is going to start happening once this movie comes out and makes everybody better in the world.
My name is Tonia Jo Hall, also known as Auntie Beatus. You Southern singers from Oklahoma complaining about the Navajos singing Southern. You singers blaming the head judge for 25 different ballots. If we wouldn't have had that one judge, then we would have won it. Fuck. Win it then. Singers, before you think about getting in competition, you have to learn how to lose. Shake hands when you win and when you lose, bitch. I am from the Standing Rock Sioux tribe and the 3 affiliated tribes. I'm Lakota, Dakota, Hidatsa. And as a young child, I went back and forth to each reservation, running with my dad by force, and him being an ex-Marine and just constantly starting me at 3 miles and making me run every day. And then that I would be on the 3 affiliated tribes then, and then I would go with my mom during the school year, and it would be totally 360. Like I wouldn't have to ever work out, you know, and I don't even think we ever went on a walk together. But it was just, I got, anything went. I got to eat any kind of junk food. I could have chips for breakfast. It didn't matter. I could have whatever I wanted with my mom. But when I was with my dad, it was a little bit more strict. So those are my fondest memories, just the like different parenting styles I had to go through as a young child and getting to use all those as a parent now. Geez, Auntie Beatrice, it's cold in here. It's just right in here. When you start chopping wood, then you can touch that thermostat. Watch this. She's magic. It feels 73 in here. Auntie Beatrice is actually my mom. And why I say it's my mom is because, well, why I say it's Auntie Beatrice is my mom, or it helped me influence that, and it's a lot of different aunties and different Native women, is because when I was growing up, she wasn't like a talk through kind of person. Like I specifically remember in 2nd grade coming home and being like, Mom, I don't want to go to school no more. And she's like, why? Hey, why? You know, and she's really stern, you know, and she was really like, if anyone's messing with my family, like, get them down and I'll F them up kind of lady.
Yeah, this is Auntie Beatrice's ex here. Yeah, wanted to let her know I've been all over looking for her. I've been to all the powwows, all the big 49ers, been to all the bars, just looking for Auntie Beatrice, but I couldn't find her. So I'm here on Facebook, trying to find her, let her know, trying to get back with that Auntie Beatrice. Yeah, I'm trying to get back up in there. Yeah.
Alright, here we are with legendary rapper, comedian, Easy T. Want to give a little background about yourself?
My name is Tito Ybarra, and I'm from the Red Lake Nation in Minnesota. I'm an Ojibwe. Originally from Minneapolis. I was born and raised in Minneapolis, and I just watched the Straight Outta Compton movie, and I'm stuck. I can't get out of it. Get out of it.
He's a Native American comedian. Hiya! How you guys doing? My name is my name is Larry T. Baskin. Yeah. Some of you know who I am, some of you don't. Some of you are going to get to know me, some of you think I'm your dad. I used to do a lot of snagging around here back in the day. Way before the oil rigs. Before the oil boom, there was a Larry boom. Anywho, I am what you would call a non-Native American Indian.
And I've been a comedian since June of 2010. Doing stand-up, but I mean, like, I've always been a class clown. I always had people tell me, like, I could be a comedian or I should be a comedian and things like that, and I just never really, like, believed in it. I believed it. I just, one day I was down in Kansas, and I had done goofy stuff, like at powwows and things like that, clown dances. And there was supposed to be, I was down there to do singing, Native American singing, like workshop, round dancing and stuff like that. And somebody asked me, the guy that was facilitating the whole conference or whatever, Chance Rush, he recognized me. He's like, hey man, my comedian is not going to make it here. Can you do some comedy for these guys? And I was at a point in my life, I was 30 years old, getting a little older, and just kind of, I was in a rough spot, and I was like, dang, I'm just going to tell this guy, yeah, I can. And so I did, and I went back to the room like 4 hours, and I wrote some stuff down, and it was terrible. Some of it was really good. And I uploaded the video to YouTube, and that's a buddy of mine, been a mentor to me, Ryan McMahon, he seen it and right away he just started giving me support and giving me pointers from his experience and stuff like that. And I've been doing it ever since. I do a lot of sketch comedy videos. That's my bread and butter right there. I do different characters. I have all kind. I think I counted one time. I had about 13 characters that I do.
I don't even care that you cut up my clothes and burnt them up. I don't even care. Just trying to get back with that. Yeah.
You got it, Travis?
Yep, okay.
Alright. Dog on your right. Oh! They're good. They're all back there.
You should know.
Where's the dog?
Oh. Is that the same dog, or is there two?
There's two.
I'm from Fort Belknap, Montana originally, the Assiniboine tribe up there. And growing up was pretty normal. We were raised in a country. We had a big family. There was I got 8 brothers and sisters. So, and yeah, looking back now, you could kind of tell like we didn't know we were poor then, you know, just because it was life. That's how we lived it. But looking back, it's like, man, we were kind of roughing it, you know. So I got this friend, Aure Potts. She's from Spirit Lake, and she was always trying to get me to public speak and do stand up, and so she invited me over. She had a conference over in Spirit Lake one time, and she brought in Don Burnstick, and I got to watch his show backstage, and man, he was just killing it, you know. And I was like, man, that's what I want to do, you know. And so that was back in like 2008, I want to say. But I didn't actually start doing stand-up till 2011. And it was Aure who got me my first gig. She was putting on another conference in Missoula. And she hired me to open for Tatanka Means. And then, yeah, I've been doing it ever since.
Yeah, my name's Dorrance Comes Last. I'm from the Fort Peck, Assiniboine Sioux Reservation, Dakota Sioux. Go by the stage name of Native Superman. I work for the tribes here as a community house representative. I do music. This is something I love doing, is putting together events for our community, our town, our reservation, you know, so an alternate.
Oh, your mom is so fat. Every time when she turns around, it's her birthday.
I was actually adopted by my grandparents. My grandparents took me in when I was a year old. I guess your typical reservation life story, you know. Your mother and father were alcoholics, you know. I never really knew my father. And so, yeah, my grandparents took me in, you know, that traditional lifestyle, you know. I'm thankful every day for them taking me in, you know, because I don't drink alcohol. I don't do any drugs or anything like that, you know. So I'm really thankful for that. Yeah.
You know, there's drugs and alcohol on every reservation, you know, and there was on ours too. But being in the country, we weren't exposed to that as, you know, say some of the kids like actually from the agency area. So, but that's not to say I didn't do any, you know. Hey, I'm just kidding.
So you grew up around here then?
Yeah, yeah.
What was it like growing up in Poplar, Montana?
It actually wasn't bad, you know. It was nice, you know, and then just you notice how much things can get worse, you know, with the alcohol, the drugs, just, you know, the killing and stuff, you know. That's what Poplar is known for, Stab City, you know, and just everyone thinks it's bad, but you know, like I still see the good in everybody here. I still see the good in our town. I still see that we can do a lot of good, you know, and that's one thing I'm fighting for. And yeah, I do believe that things will change around for the better.
Soon with the Lord, our wonderful Savior, we'll be at home beyond the blue sky. There we shall meet the dear ones awaiting. We'll understand it all by and by. Father, lay long, we'll know all about it. Father, lay long, we'll understand why. Cheer up, my brother, live in the sunshine. We'll understand it all by and by. We'll understand it all by and by.
I know I said I was going out for bread and then come back for 5 days. Just broke, all greasy, same clothes on, smelling like booze. But I came back though. I come back to you, Auntie Beatus.
It's good time, Charlie, with you on the Eagle Morning Show, 1047, 1057, also MontanaSuperstation.com. Now, you all know I do comedy on the side. Last year I went down to Los Angeles, did some comedy in West Hollywood at the Laugh Factory, part of a show with a whole bunch of other native comics. And I got one of my bros who was on the show with us, Mr. John Roberts in the studio. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Charlie. How have you been?
I'm good, man. Just back here in the world of radio and doing some comedy on the side, that sort of thing. You got a special guest here with you. What's your name, sir?
Rob Fairbanks, and also known as the Rez Reporter.
Is that why you said you're wearing the t-shirt that says that? Okay, cool, man. My name is Charles Mulluk Jr. I'm 42 years old. Grew up on a Assiniboine Indian on my mom's side, and also my dad's side, Inupiaq Eskimo from up northern Alaska, up inside the Arctic Circle, you know. I've been doing radio for 24 years, also comedy for 6 years. And yeah, I love doing radio because I like to suspend disbelief and make people think that I'm actually Caucasian. So, you know, I grew up watching a lot of TV, lower 48 TV in northern Alaska. You know, I loved like Chuck Barris, you know, my heroes were him, and also Andy Rooney on 60 Minutes, because there was this like authoritative looking cat with white hair, but just saying the most ridiculous things, you know. And I also liked Tom Brokaw, because he had that nice timbre in his voice that made me want to become a broadcaster, you know. Good evening, it's Tom Brokaw. I'm like, I want to do that, you know. Mom, she's like, yeah, whatever, you know. Shoot a little bit lower, you know, you're not going to, you know, be on TV. Like, okay, I'll do radio about that, you know. She's like, yeah, that works, you know. She's like, you got a face for radio. So when your mom tells you that, it's kind of, you know, kind of hurts your
I've actually heard that.
self-esteem, so, yeah. I grew up all over the place. My mom was an idealist teacher. She liked to teach res kids, so I grew up like on 6 different reservations between Alaska, South Dakota, and Montana. So I was always a new kid, you know, and you know, learned how to take care of yourself pretty quick, and you know, and fight and everything and that sort of thing, which, you know, haven't done for a while. But hey, you know, yeah, it's all good. Any weird stories with the crew?
No, we just we've been bonding a lot, so and that's one thing that has been coming through this. We had plenty of bro moments.
Right.
I told the crew right off the bat that we're gonna bond, you know, and I said you're just gonna have to embrace it and accept it, and we're gonna have some bro moments, and we're gonna become best bros
How about you, John? You got any stories about do you speak a little more like better English around them, or?
Not really, but I swear a lot less when people are around, and just listening to them talk about their cameras and stuff like that. It almost kind of seems like they're looking at porn on their phone or something. The new something come out. Oh yeah, look at I don't want stuff like that.
See the new selfie stick? It's a boom mic. Hey. Well, that's cool. Everybody look in the camera and say goodbye and everything, and say, "Look at me and look how young I used to be." Yeah. We're gonna watch this 20 years later. Yeah, if we're still around. So, hey, thanks again, and good luck on the comedy trail, and hopefully we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, my name's Vaughn Eagle Bear, of course. I've been dabbling with comedy for a little bit. Yeah.
I went out with this chick that had a lazy eye until I found out she was seeing somebody else.
I'm a product of boarding schools. I don't say I was raised by a single parent mother, but I was raised by a single mom. But my dad was also a part of my life. Yeah, so I was jumbled around quite a bit. I do prison work. I sponsor the native inmates in prison, and I've been doing that for 3 years. And I was asked to go in there and MC a powwow. And they seen how I was interacting with the inmates. And they appreciated that a lot, and they asked me if I'd like to be a sponsor, and I never knew what a sponsor was. And then they told me it's just someone who comes in and drums and sings, does arts and crafts, culture, and things that I love anyways. And I told them I was interested, and I've been doing it ever since. And I have family members who've done significant amounts of time in prison. My family and my life has been affected by prison. And I believe in change. I believe people can change.
I know you were just mad. Christ, I could tell. Because you just went out snagging. I know you did. Yeah. Yes. Hickied up. Christ, that used to be me that used to hickey you up. I missed them old days of giving you hickeys. Neck being just salty. Yeah, just salty. Ooh. Miss when you come home and after a hot sunny day and all sweaty, smell like hot bologna. Yeah. No AC on. Ooh. Miss how you used to come home and kick off your moccasins and it'd smell like corn chips. Yeah, those old hot days, smelling like corn dogs in the house. Grace, I thought you was cooking. Here you're just passed out on the couch. I missed them days.
My name is Chad Charlie. I am a First Nations comedian from Ahousaht, which is the island off the coast of Canada, I guess.
My name is Kasey Nicholson. I am from Fort Belknap, Montana. That's home of the Aani and Nakota people, and it's a cool reservation.
So my reservation is it's just like any other reservation, probably about 600, 700, 1,500 people given the time of year. No roads. It was all gravel. Well, I think they built roads recently, become modern. It's where we, as a young child, we were taught to tame a wolf or shoe a bear, all that stereotypical stuff. No, my reservation, I lived on my reservation as a baby, and then we moved into the closest city, which is Victoria, and I lived on the reservations in Victoria, and then grew up around all the Indians there. And then I remember my grandpa telling us we had to leave our reservation because we can't form families there. Everybody's related, so whenever I go home, everybody, like my mom's like, don't hook up with anybody, it's your cousin. So I'm just like, but she's pretty. No.
And then when I got into high school, that's when I moved back to my res, and it was good. But I got a culture shock to my own people. I had my own people wanting to fight me. I had people looking at me with a little bit of jealousy. I don't know why. Maybe because I was different. I dressed different. I talked different, And it was a little hard, but I made some friends. I got into my culture, got into sweats, got into singing, did a bunch of that stuff, and did my high school career through there. And then I've been living on and off the reservation from that point on. And it's been good, though. I mean, there's a lot of support, but there's a lot of no support either as well. Maybe a little bit of jealousy, maybe a little of not understanding what I do, or where I come from, or how I'm so just out. I like to say, J.R. Redwater. I brought him into town, and he agreed on a little deal kind of thing. He said, I ain't gonna go any lower than this. And we brought him in, and he came on the stage, and he's like, bro, I don't got anybody to open up for me. And I was like, okay, I have a young girl who will sing over a soundtrack if you want to, yeah, anything. And then she did her thing. Then I kind of more or less hosted that show. And I was telling not really any jokes or anything, but just making the crowd laugh, not realizing I was doing comedy. And after the show was over, I was driving him to the Rocky Boy reservation, or we're driving around. He had a show at the Rocky Boy reservation, and he's like, hey bro, did you ever think about comedy? And I'm like, yeah, I thought about comedy, kind of. Oh, okay, cool. And he never really said anything else about it, really, just kind of inquiring. And went to Rocky Boy. He had a comedy show with Mark Yaffe, J.R. Redwater, and Chuck Mulluk. And they were there, and I told my babe, hey babe, I'm gonna be right back, because I wanted to be looking important, right? Because I knew the comedians. So I went backstage and opened that curtain. GR looked at me, this guy will do it. And I was like, whoa, do what? He's like, you said you want to do it. And I'm like, do what? He's like, you want to do comedy. You said you do comedy. I'm like, yeah, now's your chance. 5-10 minutes. This is your chance. And seriously, this is how I felt. Like my world just totally just went still. And I felt myself going, yeah. And then they were like, yeah, great. And they all headed out. And I was just kind of sitting at this table by myself, which felt like by myself. And I was sitting there, and I was just like, what did I just get myself into? Seriously, what did I get myself into? I have no material. I've never did stand-up comedy. There's probably about 200 people in the audience. And I don't know what I'm doing. 10, 15 minutes later, they're saying, Kasey Nicholson, first time ever stand-up, first time ever doing stand-up. Give a round of applause. Went on stage, did my thing, and then from there, that's kind of how it kind of unfolded, where I started kind of comedy. I got that bug.
I've been doing comedy for about 5 years now, and it's just something I've always wanted to do. When I was younger, I think I was 11 years old. My mom asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I told her, I said, I want to be a comedian. She was like, well, tell me a joke. I said, I got the next 10 years to come up with jokes, man. I can't. All my jokes are naughty at the time, so I couldn't tell my mom. 10 years later, what do you know? I'm on stage for the first time, telling jokes, making people laugh. And then ever since, just loved it and continued doing it. Then I was forced to move down to Seattle with my mom, and just raised in the hood of Seattle. Grew up in juvenile and hanging around with the gangs, and dropped out of school. And then that was basically my background, is just living the life of a young thug, I guess. I don't know I don't know how to say that. Yeah, that's all I knew. That's all I knew was growing up in the streets. And then I think what brought me back to comedy was, after growing up, after all these years of needing to be an adult, I remember seeing somebody from like middle school. And they're like, oh my God, you were so funny in school. And then that's what made me think about like who I was as a child, and that's kind of my motto today, is try to remember who you are as a child, because that's who you are as a human. So I don't try to be funny, I just try to be myself as who I was as a kid, because obviously that kid was funny. Obviously.
Yes, it's not the same without you, Auntie Beatus. Yes. Remember our jam? If you don't know me by now, you'll never, never, never know me. Come back to me, Auntie Beatus. Just want to get back up in there.
Yo, it's never plain to see whether we'll see victory or agony. But fear ain't got no place for me, cause I believe there ain't nothing it can take from me. Even though it's so far away, the day is coming and we're taking this all the way. To make a leap of faith, to look defeat in the face, no crash, this a holiday. This place is so far away. No matter what they say, in my mind, it's so near. I see it crystal clear. Whether I crash and burn, I'ma get my turn. I can't be stopped by fear.
Yeah, I don't know what the big deal is. It looks just like Red Lake. It's like I'm at the cutoff, and that's Panimo over there.
That would smell like more like cocoa butter down here. You know? All these people all greased up. I figured for sure you'd have a scent of cocoa butter in the air. I don't smell it.
Being a Native American woman in the comedy community, I think it sucks. It really sucks. Because the first time I work with comics, they're like, oh, you know, you're funny or this, that, and the other. But before I know it, in their work, they're doing like sketches about Native Americans, and they're totally getting it wrong. And, you know, in comedy, everything goes, of course, but it's just super annoying because it's the same thing over and over, you know? And but then again, you gotta like understand to them, like, oh my God, you're the first, you know, third or fourth Native American you've ever met, and but to them it's new, but to me it's just like, really, are you really gonna just do that again? It's annoying.
In that way, I'll tell you this story here. Long time ago, our people roamed these lands full of laughter. I even have a song for you. I'll play a song for you. Like that, in a good way. This is a courting song, so don't do anything wrong.
I mean, I remember talking to a therapist, and she's like, I told her my history and my situation in my family and things that have happened to me, and she's like, well, don't you want to kill yourself? And I was like, no. She's like, are you sure? And I'm like, no. She's like, you're not trying to kill you. I'm like, no, should I? Like, I think I just pour all my energy into the arts, writing, performing.
And I think on the other side of that, right now, Indian country, that the number one killer for young people under the age of 25 is suicide. And I think a large part of that is when a young person gets down and they look out for someone positive out there they could kind of like hold on to. They just don't see that in the mainstream, someone that looks like themselves. Because they found that it's even higher in people that are adopted outside the community, which you might not necessarily think that, but that's the case, and that really, when I found out about that, it hits home. I was like, wow, you know, some of us break through, you know, become the next Spielberg or Native American Spielberg, or, you know, any of these areas, it's actually going to save lives in any country.
You read any kind of research data, whatever, that's been done on natives, we're the highest in alcoholism, we're the highest in drug addiction, we're the highest in obesity, we're the highest in dropout rates, we're the highest in teen pregnancy, we're the highest dropout rates, we're the highest diabetes, we're the highest blah, 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 blah. You know, we're always the winners in all the loser categories. That's what I've learned from all the research, you know. But I'm just at a point where I'm not going to allow nothing. If I fail, it's on my own merit. If this don't happen, it's because of the lack of energy I put into it. I can point my finger and I can say I didn't do this and I didn't do that because mommy didn't love me right or daddy didn't love me right or you know, blah blah blah, pity pot, you know. But reality is, if my stand-up career doesn't keep on going, it ain't nobody's fault but my own. You know, my career is based on my motivation and my desire to keep it alive. You know, that's all it is. So I have to. That's from my. That's my drive. You know, I can't blame my lack of on anybody or anything.
Been through it all, you know. Been to treatment, been to jail, done all that. But one thing I always keep. I had to learn to do out of this necessity is to strengthen my relationship with a higher power, with God, with Creator, however you believe. But the main thing is to keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. If you slip, you fall. Everybody slips and falls. Maybe they don't drink or do drugs, but maybe they have something else that nobody knows about that they're into, you know, or whatever. You know, nobody's perfect. And that's been the main thing that I've had to overcome, is that I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. And, you know, you got to keep going no matter what.
My whole life's been an obstacle, you know?
Hundreds and hundreds of years, they broke their spirit and broke their soul, and now they're just expected to be, you know, all good and everything's fine in their society. I mean, basically the U.S. government, if they wanted to destroy the Native Americans, they almost have. I mean, because their spirit is broken, their culture is like raveling away, and just their whole family unit is completely destroyed. So I feel like the best way, I don't know, like the only thing I can do is like contribute with my work and my art.
I'd say one thing that really has hit me hard in the last few years was losing Charlie Hill. And I think what hit home most about that was just, you know, is that we really need to stick together as Native comedians. And I don't know that that's always been the case, but now there's been such a surge in Native comedians. There's so many more than there were just, 5 years ago, 7 years ago? It didn't seem like there were that many. Now there's a lot more. So I really like that I feel like there's a good space out there now where we're really supporting each other. And I think if we can maintain that and build that within the Native comedy community, that can branch out and become a real powerful force.
So you are the traditional Indian?
Don't you tell me what I am.
Do.
What are you, my friend?
I am an Oneida from Wisconsin.
Oh, I am an Ojibwe from Red Lake, my friend.
You are the Ojibwe. They are the only way. They are the true way.
Yeah,
they are the one way.
Thank you.
They are the highway. They are the freeway.
Yeah,
they are the expressway. They are in our way.
That is very nice of you to say, my friend. I thank you very much.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
Cheers up, my friend.
Now you follow me. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Slap, slap, look ridiculous. See? And then you just, ready? Simultaneously. So, it's guaranteed to offend everybody. That's one of the first bits I did. I used to do this one. A squirrel scratching his nuts, you know.
I kind of slapped the shit out of myself.
You did? Well, yeah. You're bleeding for your art.
Honestly, if you're funny, the natives, the community, wherever you do comedy, they're going to find you funny. If you're not funny, they'll let you know. They're straight up brutally honest. A lot of the native communities, if you're not funny, they're going to let you know. They're not going to laugh. But for me, it's been good. I mean, I've had my bombs in comedy, as we all have. And I picked myself back up from it, and I learned from it, and I continue to do it. Probably one of the biggest things I had a good confidence booster in, really, was we went down to LA, Red Nation comedy competition, I guess you'd say, and the winner would be able to provide comedy for the banquet or the awards festival they were having. And there was this one time, the first comedian went up there, and I was looking around, and I was all really like stoked. I was like, oh my God, I'm in the Laugh Factory. This is so cool. A native from Fort Bell, Montana is at the Laugh Factory. OMG, LOL, WTF, straight up, really. I was like crazy. I was just like, wow. Then I looked over to my left, and I seen this guy coming in with another guy. And I was like, who is that? Man, I really recognize that. Another skin? I was really looking. I was like, is that another skin? Man, that's cool. I looked over again. I was getting really nosy, too. And then I realized it was Paul Rodriguez. It was freaking Paul Rodriguez, the person I watched growing up. And I got really like goosebumps. I got really excited. I tapped John on the shoulder, and I was just like, yo, that's freaking Paul Rodriguez. He's like, where? You know? And we both looked, and I was like, holy cow, this is going to be so exciting. He's going to actually watch our sets. And he watched it, and at the end of the sets, he kind of more or less complimented a lot of the natives, you know. He's like, I know funny. I've been around the industry enough, and I know what funny is. And he pretty much, in a summing kind of way, said that the native comedy, what he just watched was really funny, or was funny for him. And that gave me a big boost of confidence, knowing that, you know, native comedy is right there. We're at the verge of hitting the mainstream. We just got to keep grinding. We got to keep doing our thing. We're really funny. It's just that we're not out there yet. We're doing our thing, and gosh darn it, we are funny.
Stand-up is feast or famine. Sometimes you make a lot of money. Sometimes you're skimming off the end, you know. It's not an easy way to make a living. It's not glamorous and glorious like a lot of people think. People see you on the stage and they automatically think you live in a mansion and drive a big old nice vehicle or something. And in reality, most stand-up comedians that I know are broke, barely making it, and it's a struggle, you know. But we get to do what we love. You know, we don't have to have a boss. And that's one thing I love about stand-up comedy is I don't have to have a boss. I don't have to check in with people. You know, it's weird because native stand-ups, more than any other racial group I've met, that when we become stand-ups, all of a sudden we become motivational speakers. All of a sudden we become role models. All of a sudden we become leaders, you know? And so a lot of my living is doing youth conferences. You know, a lot of my work is also speaking to kids, you know? And I don't sugarcoat anything for them, you know, because of my experiences in prison, and because of my experiences growing up and seeing some of the crazy stuff that I've seen in life, that I tell them point blank, you know, it's real. We don't want you to end up in prison. We don't want you to end up dead. We don't want you passed out in some alley with a needle sticking out of your arm, you know. We want our kids to be educated, to live good lives. We want our kids to live to be 100 years old, you know? And I keep it that simple with them. Yeah.
This is a courting song, so don't do anything wrong. Hey, not too stereotypical, but you know what I'm talking about. They came. And they laughed. Oh. That's all I have to say today. Just joking.
Stand-up comedy is a spoken art. It's a performance art, you know? And if you ain't on stage doing stand-up, and you ain't on, you have to get up on stage and make people laugh, you know? And that's the whole goal of the whole thing, is to make people laugh.
It's crazy because those weather reports, you know, a lot of people think, oh, you know, that's just native humor, you know, nobody's gonna get that, you know. See, that's what I'm talking about, like when people try to say and tell you you can't do something, you know, you just gotta prove them wrong. because through my videos, I've proven them wrong. I'm up to 41,000 people on my Facebook page following me, and like 2,000 subscribers on my YouTube. And a lot of them are non-natives. I only know about like 100 native people, so that means there's about 4,000 something non-natives on there that follow my page in the Rez Reports. So what that tells me is that humor is universal, that they get it. You know, there's part of humor that connects us, you know, and that's what my goal is through this whole project, is to make it in the mainstream of comedy, and also to show people that we can, you know, native humor is not just for natives. You know, it's just another way of, if people say that, it's just like how they say, you know, you can't do that, you can't be that. You know, so we're trying to break through that kind of like stereotype, that, you know, that native humor, that we can make it in the mainstream, and that we can do it. And there's plenty of native comedians out there that have broken that and have paved the way for some of the rest of us to come through.
Be prepared for a marathon. You know, it's not a sprint. And be prepared to believe in yourself, but reach out to folks that are out here. I think there's enough of us out here to support each other. But in generally, any of these fields, it's going to take a good 5 years before you're making a living at it. And even then, it's probably a struggle. So be prepared to work other jobs and struggle. But in my mind, it's a good struggle, because you're doing what you really want to do. And when you have that kind of focus and belief and desire with what you want to do, I think that can get you through anything, any hardship that's out here.
I think that by the time I'm old and gray, that there are going to be like Native American comics on TV and doing their own projects and getting paid to do it. I definitely think so. Because if you notice now, their voices are a lot more, they're a lot stronger. Like, for example, like when it comes to the football, the Redskins, you know, how, or the oil problems, it's like, you know, people are standing up for their rights. And that hasn't happened for a while. So the fact that they're actually doing that is giving them like the confidence and the ability to like step up and do other projects, I think. And I think the fact that we're even doing this, you know, is a testament to that, you know.
Booyah! If you want to do it, you can do it. You know, I feel like we have a lot of funny Native women, and we need to show them. Like, we have a handful right now that are doing it, and we're trying to pave the road for you guys, because it's a gravel road right now, and it is scary, but you guys can do it. So just give it a try.
You know, there's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't do at all. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't get on stage and make 100 people laugh, make 500 people laugh, or 1,000 people laugh, because I was told those very same things, and I'm doing it.
Some people think it's money. Some people think it's glamour. Some people think it's fame. At the end of the day, when you break stand-up comedy to its simplest form, it's just making people laugh. And I love making people laugh.
Someday.
Like the Pilgrims, they weren't my forefathers, you know. Yes. Pilgrims came to this land 400 years ago as illegal aliens. You know, we used to call them whitebacks. You know, they started unloading the boats, building houses, you know, on the East Coast. First thing we asked, you guys gonna stay tonight? Then I just burn you up when people come over and they never leave. Yeah, we'll leave after Thanksgiving, you know. You know, people celebrate that every year, Thanksgiving. You have a lot of holidays. This is Indians' country. There's no Indian holidays. There's Thanksgiving, Columbus Day, and everything. Oh, no, there's one holiday we do celebrate with white people. It's Halloween. Every year we dress up like white people, see. And we go door to door and we get anything we want, you know. Trick or treaty. It's a good crowd, damn. it's nice doing a TV shot. Maybe a couple more, I'll be able to get in the movies someday. And maybe change some of the movie cliches, you know. You see every day in the movies, or the settlers come in, gets the Indian loaded and wants his resources, you know. Say, Injun, which way does this road go? Road stay. You go. I just have a dream that someday I will get into the movies, right? And then I will win an Academy Award. Then I'll refuse it because of the mistreatment of Marlon Brando. Thank you.
Mind of a madman. You know, that's kind of how I work. You know, look at this. You can tell you're in Rez business, right? Your pages don't even match up, and you know, just doing a lot of promoting some of the events. I've gotten into promoting aspect of the, you know, this side of the comedy entertainment. You know, and it's kind of using that to my advantage as far as my social media goes. Using that to my advantage to, you know, promote myself. You know, there's things I'm involved in and stuff like that. But here we go, pre-show, 7 o'clock, free show. Come on down. If you're in Walker, Minnesota, here at Northern Lights Casino, first ever Laugh at the Lights. We're gonna have comedian Mark Yaffe coming in all the way from Reno. Flying. I've just been really blessed to be working with, you know, with gaming that's willing to, like, you know, work with me and bring in native talent and promote native comedy. And I think it's just a beautiful thing because, you know, as you can see where we're at, you know, we're right out here in the woods, you know, northern Minnesota, and, you know, we're doing a comedy show right here in Walker, Minnesota, you know, northern Minnesota, you know, right in the middle of the woods, you know, and we got people coming out, and we have been growing since we started, and it's really snowballed, you know, and the numbers have really gone up. I think we got a real solid audience that always comes out, and I think there's something there that they see, you know, every time. I always talk about we experience it, you know, it's like a life experience. So it's not just the laughs, you know, we're experiencing a good time, you know, a feeling. And I always talk about when I'm up there, you know, I'm selling more than just a joke, you know, I'm bringing this feeling. I want to bring that, you know, I'm a big energy person, you know, believe in positive vibes and all that. And I just want to give that good feeling to the crowd, you know. I want you to leave the show feeling like, wow, I just seen, it was like visiting my relative I hadn't seen in so long, you know, and oh man, it was a good laugh, you know. You always gotta bring some shades, because you never know when you gotta be the rock. You know? And you never know. So yeah, we gotta head down to the green room. Coming from the room. This is usually the routine. Kiddies love it because when they get to do a show, that dad gets to do a show, that means, you know, they get to go, we get to go swimming. Yay, we get to go swimming. Kids get to go swimming, it's a win. No, I know what you're thinking. That's too much stash for one Ojibwe man. Too much stash there, see? It was even too, I couldn't even hold it up. I was like, ah. One day I was at the window, you know, I'm sitting there. It's like, oh, it's just white out, you know, look at all that snow, you know. Window blinds all messed up, you know, from going like this, you know, looking out there. Who's out there? The cops are out there. Who's out there? Being on stage and doing TV and movies and all that and radio and, you know, it doesn't even faze them, you know. I mean, you know, that's, none of these accomplishments mean anything to them because I'm just their dad, you know. And I like that. I think that's cool because it tells them that, hey, if my dad can do that, I can do it too. I can do anything I want to do, you know. And so for me, that trip was been that kind of my mission, is what I wanted to show everybody here, that you can do it.
Working full time as a social worker and come home to my kids.
Thank you. I like this kid. He's laughing, so I hope. Careful there. Oh, she's tickling her, that's why. Never mind. Your friend's tickling her. Come tickle these people back here too.
But comedy-wise, you know, I'm still out there hitting the open mics, you know, hit stages wherever I can, and again, you know, the only open mics that are really available to me are in Minneapolis, which is, you know, 4.5, 5 hours away, and I'm just trying to keep the comedy career going. There's a lot of stuff, you know, not just drugs, alcohol, but the history and the trauma, and you know, they say the historical trauma is still felt in our people today. It's more like a distrust of outsiders because of what our ancestors went through, and that's why a lot of our people, when they have to go through like the county and the state and court and all that, they don't do what they're supposed to do because there's that they're leery of what you know, the distrust, and you know, get railroaded into charges or situations, and that's what most of our people suffer from right now. You know, Ojibwe, they say it, Misquagami we is a guy gunning, which the Misqua is the red part, and then the Zagayagun means lake.
I'd always tease my mom's friends and their older friends. You know, like, yeah, I'm gonna snag you when I get older. You know, just tease them. But now I'm at an age when I say that. I'm getting older now. And now all these elder ladies shoot their shot with me. So I can't watch my words now. That's all I got, me rich.
Johnny Hall, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
Yeah, we're doing your nose here. Hey, bro.
Bro,
what do you look at me in the eyes. Look at eye to eye here, bro.
If you're gonna perform for the Rez, you know, for our people, like, you can't just come and start rapping, you know. They're just like, what's this guy doing, you know, whatever. You have to connect with them first. And so I learned that if you tell a joke, you know, bam, they laugh, and that wall, you know, that too cool for school, you know, that wall comes down, and then you're able to share some music. Yo, I'd say go for it, man. You know, this life it's short, you know. It's short, man. Like, I'd say go for it. You got a dream, go for it. Don't listen to nobody. Don't let nobody tell you can't do it. You're not good enough, you know, you're not gonna make it. Just focus, find that goal, just start going in that direction automatically. And I would say also have a foundation before you go. Have a foundation of who we are as Native people, which is our prayer life, you know. Our prayer life and our spirituality is what connects us to this universe, to this world. And so in order for you to get to a destination, you have to have that foundation, I think. You know, I would say to anybody out there who wants to do this kind of work or has a dream, and have a foundation of prayer and connection, you know, with the Creator, with the universe, and send those, you know, those talk and share those requests, you know, that we have in life, and just start taking action. Send the prayers up, take action, and you can't go wrong there.
Cool, awesome. Thank you again, man. I appreciate you, man, and thank you for everything you've been doing, man.
Headed west on good old Highway 2, I think it was?
Yeah, went west, and as soon as we got down, headed down south, and as soon as we get to the border here, we get stopped by a friendly, I don't know,
state trooper.
Friendly state trooper, friendly man.
Yeah, it was nice of him to let us know.
Man. Let us know, obey the law. It's important.
Kind of really wished us good luck on our journey too.
Yes,
yeah, so.
It was kind of blessing in this kind of ways.
In his own special way.
His own special way. So we made our way out west here to South Dakota in the Badlands, and we got to see the beautiful Badlands, and we went to Rosebud, I believe.
Mount Rushmore. Straight north. Remember, we had to do a time check because we were heading back to the central.
Yes, central. Yes.
We were in the mountain time zone.
Mountain time. Going back in time.
Talking about our show that next day, I was like, wait, isn't that central time? And we got to hurry up because we were kind of running late because we were mountain time, so we had to punch it up. Seattle, scariest coast. That was pretty cool ride though. Yeah. Come back here. LA. Dominated LA. At least I felt like we did.
And we finally started making our trip north and back to Bemidji.
Back to Bemidji.
Back to where we started.
Full
here.
circle. That was pretty cool.
Full circle. One big circle here. Back to Minnesota.
I feel like, you know, all this side got to experience us.
Yep.
I think we'll just
keep it going. Who knows where we're gonna go? Who knows?
Queens.
Yes.
I want my son to have this when I'm dead. It's a book I always start, but I'd never read. I was born to follow in the steps my dad tread. If I'd have known that then, you know I'd have fled. Ain't somebody gonna tell me what I'm doing here. Ain't somebody gonna tell me where I'm going. Ain't somebody gonna spend a blank minute on me and pray for an old hobo who's gone wrong. Is a new day. Every song I sing contains a new refrain. When I meet you again, will have changed. I'll remember your face, but maybe not your name. Ain't somebody gonna tell me what I'm doing here. Ain't somebody gonna tell me where I'm going. Ain't somebody gonna spend a blank minute on me. Pray for an old hobo who's gone wrong. Life is made up of long hours, last about as long as you can breathe. You close your eyes and let it roll on, while you wake up and find you've missed out on everything. Ain't somebody gonna tell me what I'm doing here. Ain't somebody gonna tell me where I'm going. Ain't somebody gonna spend a blank minute on me. Pray for an old hobo who's gone wrong. And the woods around my town have no ending. I don't really live there though, I just don't. And the lake that's by my town has no bottom. I know somebody who dove in and never came up. Ain't somebody gonna tell me what I'm doing here. Ain't somebody gonna tell me where I'm going. Ain't somebody gonna spend a blank minute on me and pray for an old hobo who's gone wrong.
Yeah, and I'm going to the river, George. Put my knee down in the strand. I'm gonna holler high Hosanna. I'll make it to the promised land. Ain't no grave. They're gonna hold my body down. Ain't no grave. They're gonna hold my body down. Hear that trumpet sound. You Hear that trumpet sound. You're gonna get up out the ground, ain't no grave. Gonna hold my